YouTube. What the crap's going on? Sometimes things are so epic that they need revisited. Sometimes things are so important to get right that you have to go back and get it right. Whenever Rome 2 first came out, there was nothing I was more excited to do than fire up a Carthage campaign and conquer the ancient world with my favorite ancient faction. And I started this right when the game came out, and as you all know, Rome 2 underwent like 16 patches or something like that if you don't count hotfixes. And I was not able to finish my original Carthage campaign, my grand campaign that is, due to this. It was very frustrating, but that is what happened. So what I want to do is give you a proper Carthage campaign, and I've given this some thought and even done a little bit of testing. And before you all freak out, some of you are going to be freaking out excited. Some of you may be freaking out a little bit upset about the mod that I have up here, which is Divide et Impera. This is a great mod. There's some things about it that probably not real YouTube friendly, and maybe not some people's cup of tea, which is the fact that the battles take so terribly long. Now, I have installed a submod that speeds up the battles, that doesn't give a public order negative from a garrison, reduces the upkeep cost of armies, and gives all the units their original English names back as opposed to the ancient names, which is cool, but I'm just doing that because it makes it easier for you all to see and understand. So I'm going to give you a proper Carthage campaign. I hope you all are excited. Since I'm running 2 other campaigns that you're interested in, and some of you are like, hey, there's a lot of campaign, there's not many online battles. I just sat around right now for like almost an hour trying to get online battles, and due to me being on US time and stuff like that, I know a lot of players are European. Not to say there aren't US players, there's not a big player base on. Every time I do get in one, it's like someone drops or it's just not interesting, and it's just really difficult for me to get online battles right now. I want to bring them to you. I don't have time to get you proper online battles because they're so few and far between. I will do my best as I get a chance. But what a better time to take care of something that is so important. Now, the Saga campaign and the Attila campaign are going to continue, and we're going to continue other campaigns, but I thought you all need something special every Saturday, something to look forward to on Saturdays. This is it. And then maybe as we get into the summer, when people have let out of school and you have a little more time maybe to catch YouTube videos, we can delve into this a little deeper. So I did want to add this here for you. And right now I'm planning to release this on Saturdays, and maybe a longer episode, but obviously we can do whatever we need to feel out. So Grand Campaign, we're going to play as a Barcid Dynasty. I am going to play on the normal difficulty because I don't understand this mod. And I played a little bit of normal difficulty campaign. The AI still builds big armies. And you still get, you know, like a fun bunch of stacks out of it. It's different than the normal Rome 2 on these difficulties. So rather than crank it up to hard and potentially cause like a giant crazy grind out campaign, I want this to be a fun Carthage campaign. But trust me, it's not quite like vanilla where when you put it on normal you're just going to easily face roll everybody. Well, I say that, I mean, I've played about 50 turns into the campaign, and I was seriously challenged with some very large enemy stacks several times. And they're diverse stacks too. It's like the AI does a better job of recruiting the type of stacks that are going to be more effective. Now, obviously, there's only so much you can do to make the AI more effective, but it did seem like it was better. I'm still going to keep my time limits and stuff like that on, no nightmare mode or anything crazy like that. And you'll notice that I have the classic Rome, the Rome Total War soundtrack enabled. Absolutely. If we're going to go classic Carthage campaign, get some old school Carthage action on HeirofCarthage channel, we got to have the old Total War, or Rome Total War soundtrack. I mean, there's no other way to do it. I hope that it's compatible with the Divide et Impera campaign, actually. We'll find out the hard way, I guess. I wouldn't see any reason why it wouldn't be compatible since it's just changing the music, but I know so very little about mods and everything else that I would be the last person to probably be an authority on that. But you can see, again, beautiful artwork on the intro screen, very nice artwork on the loading screens. The units look great, just a lot of fun in this campaign. There's different buildings. Some of my favorite part is the different characteristics that your generals take on, and then they've kind of retasked dignitaries into kind of like provincial governors almost, and the characteristics that you give each of these units as they boost up is very interesting. Like they each have different effects, and it kind of adds a little bit more of a role-playing element to it that's very nice. So we are Carthage, and it starts out in similar position as, you know, just a standard Rome 2 campaign. But not quite. Obviously, you can see this is the map here. There's more factions in this game. They've added a few factions, it seems like, or fleshed them out at least. So you're going to see different units and stuff that are available. And then there are resources in the game to just, I mean, similar to what was there before. But I think they added some. They may have added some additional stuff. I don't really recall. But you know, like purple dye. I think all that stuff was in the original game. But I mean, the resources play a role in certain buildings and other stuff that you do. So we start off in this interesting position here. Let's head into the diplomacy and just kind of see what we can set up so far. I mean, I'm going to try and just trade with all the people around me, because Carthaginians like trade. Yeah, the Sessatani aren't interested. Let's check with Cyrenaica. Man, it kind of feels good to be back in the ancient world. Not that Attila wasn't kind of like ancient world, but you all know what I mean. This is kind of one of my favorite ages. Okay, we're gonna crank out trade agreements with any faction that wants to have with this.
To listen if you speak honestly. Truth will be your sharpest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay anybody or do anything like that just yet, though.
A bad idea. We do not
you would. Let's see if Garamantia is interested. Oh, they are. Holy crap. Well, now Garamantia may not hate me so much. Well, that's good, because we don't want to waste time fighting them anyway. Let's check out the Turdetani. You don't start out at war with the Turdetani here. They're not interested in trade.
Well, no.
Your goods? Well, no. Okay, let's see. So let us trade agreement. Alright, so we've got trade agreements with everybody that we can. And that's boosted up our income pretty nicely here. Let's just take a look at some of these starting agents and everything that we have available to us. First of all, let's take this fleet and dock it at Carolus. And I think the different cities that gives you some history about it, which is very cool. So Carolus is Phoenician colonists from Tyre founded Carolus as a trading post during the same time period in which the same colonists founded Carthage itself. Over time, Carolus grew to become an urban center with many temples, including one to Astarte, and I can't pronounce that to save my life. Considered to be the largest Phoenician necropolis in the Mediterranean. Kind of interesting how they add stuff like that. I may not read all of those off to you, but I'll leave them on the screen there for a second if you want to read them. So if we take a look at just some of our... Obviously, Carthage is going to start off pretty stable here. Just because it's our main province, we'll be able, and we have a general there named Hannibal, though the time period, if you look, is 272, so this is probably about, so this is historically about 60 years, before, give or take a few years, obviously, before Hannibal would have made a push at Saguntum. I believe that was 218 BC that he attacked Saguntum, basically kicking off the Second Punic War. So, very interesting stuff here that we can get into. So Carthage, which is New Carthage here, it is basically suffering penalties right now, mainly because the Iberian culture is on the grow. I want to pull these troops back into the city just to garrison it a little, and we're going to focus some initial attention there and to try and calming it down. And just same thing with kind of all these outlying provinces. We're going to want to take care of that very quickly. We can do this to recruit champions right away, but really I'd kind of like to have dignitaries quickly because they can kind of act as provincial governors. So if we look at the dignitary, it requires ceremonial rights, which is right here. So I'm going to start researching that. It'll take us a few turns to get to it, but then at that point we can start recruiting the dignitaries we need to help kind of act as provincial governors, which is their purpose in this game. Some of the buildings are a little different as far as what they do and what they require. You still need food, obviously, just like you would in any other campaign. So what I'm going to do is just kind of slowly try and build up an economy, but just kind of having like a very simple base army to go up here and to get ready to fight the Syracusans with. There's a little bit of lag, it seems like, sometimes on the campaign map here. I may look into that and see what's causing it. It's possible there's a certain setting or something that they want you to change. It's not bad, though, right now from what I'm seeing. But yeah, like right there, you saw there's a little bit of screen lag and all the clouds and stuff. So I'm just kind of hesitant on exactly what to build first. Yeah, you have access to all kinds. So there's like an area of recruitment effect in the game where you get access to like all kinds of local troops. And I think it shows you these here. This little flag, I think, should be the area of recruitment. So we have access to Libyan cavalry, like a Javcav, and then Libyan levies, which, yeah, just cheap levy units here, basically. And you'll notice the melee defense is very high on units in this game compared to the base game, and that's what makes the battle take a long time. So in the battles here, you really kind of have to do an outflanking, get rear shots, something like that, in order to drive the battle to a conclusion, or else it becomes very long. That's just kind of the nature of the battles in this particular mod. I'm going to flesh out some buildings to basically calm down this province here, Carthage. We'll build a couple of temples there, and I'm going to spend most of my money there in the first turn. And then let's see if we have well, yeah, we have enough to build a consecrated ground there as well. So I want to start trying to stabilize public order in those provinces first. We can issue an edict in Africa and then at Corsica at Sardinia, which I want to do the 15% tax rate. It's going to be the first edict that I want to drop here. I mean, you can do this one, but it actually does take food for bread and games, which makes sense, because if you're throwing games and giving out bread, yeah, it might actually cost food as opposed to adding it like it did in the vanilla. So kind of an understandable thing there. You're paying a little bit of food for a public order boost. End our first turn and see what happens here. I imagine the Romans and the Syracusans, yep, Syracusans are going to immediately come to war against us. So we're going to have to quickly prepare some defenses at Lilybaeum. And Lilybaeum is also suffering from negative public order effects. Not going to hurt to build a consecrated ground there as well. And we're probably going to want to... We need to train in just a few extra troops, like some of these cheaper troops. Like maybe some Italian slingers and levies. We just need a few extra troops to help hold it. We get a decent garrison. Garrisons are a little different here. Let's move up our spy as well. Carthaginian units can only be recruited in regions that have majority of Punic religion. So that's pretty cool too. I like that. So some of those changes available there. So we'll keep an eye on the Syracusans. Let's see what they do. Chance of detecting and invulnerable to cunning agent actions. There we go. Go ahead and deploy that unit. And we're pretty much out of money for this turn. Some of our buildings are going to be busy being completed. We're going to need to use our money to build consecrated grounds in all these places just to try and drive up their income a little. And then we'll build up the farms in Africa to kind of help get an income base going and some ports and other stuff like that. The trade agreements are obviously very helpful. It's 4 turns per year, and the seasons do have, so like for instance, unseasonal conditions late autumn at Carthage. So if you go look here, it should, yeah, late autumn plus autumn comes late in this province, allowing for healthy harvest and mild temperatures. So we get extra public order bonuses, extra morale, extra wealth from agriculture. So all these kind of things come into play. It's definitely an interesting take on what you're used to seeing normally in the vanilla game. So we'll spend our money just kind of, like I said, making sure that we're getting some buildings in to kind of help the public order as quickly as possible, which is mainly being caused by other cultures at the moment. I'm going to start building up farms in these outlying provinces, kind of one turn at a time here. We'll need to probably build one at Carolus as well, like the temple, just to kind of help shore up public order just a little bit. The Syracusans will probably train up an army and come after me pretty quick. They seemed pretty serious. They did the same thing to me in the campaign that I played as kind of a test. They built up a decent army and came after me, but with a good garrison like I have here, you can actually do quite a bit of defense and pretty successfully. So it's not a bad plan. Take a look at Carthago, and let's go ahead and drop the temple in up here. We're not getting any public order issues from the fishing ports themselves, so let's kind of just leave that as it is. And see if we have enough money to go for one more farm. No, we don't. Crap. Hopefully I don't get a patchy factory there. Rome will probably turn on us pretty quick. I don't think you start at war with them, but it won't take them long to get pretty aggressive. Now Syracuse wants a peace treaty and wants to pay me. Let's do this, because I don't have any big interest in fighting them at the moment. I kind of want to turtle up here a little at the beginning, get my economy going and get some research completed. Let's take a look at our spy. She's ranked up here, and just kind of see, you can see that, so you can still unlock these different things here, some of which are the same, but some of which open up like just completely different stuff. So like if we open up this cunning and agent, so it depends on the level of your agent too, on different stuff that will become available. So like you'll see on the next level kind of some of the stuff that becomes available. It's pretty interesting, and it's the same with the generals. They have a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more interesting choices that come to them. So let's go ahead and build a homestead there. So like I said, I just kind of want to get some income going from agriculture in some of these smaller provinces. And we'll need to build the Shrine of Baal Haman here to really help spread Punic order. Though we might already be seeing, yep, Punic order is already on the rise. We just need to get it, you know, under control pretty quickly. Tingis got that done, so Lilybaeum's okay. We've kind of built. I'm gonna save some money just so we have more than enough to build the Shrine to Baal Haman. Like I said, there's going to be quite a bit of turn ending here at the beginning if it's anything like the one that I played for fun, just because it kind of gets me in a good position. We need to get the right buildings going. We need to get some specific research done. Kind of need to shore up Carthage itself, because it's a little different than the vanilla game. I don't want to just push out against enemies and get overextended. I definitely want to strengthen up the homelands of the Empire first. And here we'll go ahead and build that Shrine to Baal Haman, and that ought to really help shore up public order to a great extent. Both those buildings in place, that should stabilize things. And it is possible Syracuse will just come out at me again. Is Rome meaning to attack me there or something? I don't know what the Romans are up to. They haven't declared war on me just yet. Cyrenaica wants a non-aggression pact. It's okay with me. Okay, Syracuse is kind of up on my borders. Like I said, these guys don't like to take it easy on you for too long, and I expect they'll be right back after us. I'd kind of like to get a muster field built, which will give me access to a little bit better troops that we might be able to send up to Lilybaeum. And looks like we just got other buildings being built here. I don't have enough money to upgrade any of the farms or anything else, so let's go ahead and end the turn. You can see my income popping up slightly, and as we finish more of these structures, it'll help out. We'll turn the public order and then try and get some sturdy income started, and then get out and capture some provinces as well. Okay, so peace. Egypt and Cyrenaica have negotiated peace. It's kind of good because they're both my trade partners. So we have plenty of food and money at the moment. Let's kind of think about upgrading these town centers, because we're going to get some extra wealth out of that. It uses a little bit of food for some of these, and it's pretty expensive, but let's go ahead and start doing it. Should be helpful. We're quickly picking up public order here, and then in 4 turns we'll have greatly improved public order, but I mean we're going to lose some public order in the meantime, but we're getting there just as quick as we can at Carthage. And let's see what we can do at Gadira. We need to build a better shrine there, and then probably the same thing at Tingis. We're going to have to in order to overcome the effects of opposing culture. Oh, a faction was destroyed. I should have gone and checked out who that was. The Masazeli, that's no worry there. They are actually my allies. That's the Numidians. So sometimes they'll come march up, so it shouldn't be any worry for me. Recruit the following agent, governor. Don't mind if I do. It'll be quite worth it to recruit a governor here where it's badly needed. So we'll recruit a dignitary, and let's find one that hopefully helps with the Well, there's none of them that are going to help with conversion, but this one makes wealth from commerce cheaper. Avoiding enemy agents. I think this one's probably going to be our best bet. You can see that getting a governor is pretty expensive, but it should end up playing out as being somewhat worth it. Let's see how many different agents we can have. Up to 3 governors so far, only 1 spy. And yeah, so they've changed the number of agents you can have to try and keep away from agent spam. So you can see that that's different, and the number of army and fleets you have is a little bit different as well. So we finished that bit of work. Let's go ahead and do the logistics thing so we can open up the Holosodoros barracks. We are almost positive public order in some of these provinces. We need to save some more money and build some more of those shrines to Baal Haman, just to really spread Punic influence greatly in those outlying settlements that are suffering from the disorder due to different cultures being present.
The shield wall is
oh, so it was the Editani that got destroyed here, and they want a non-aggression pact. I'm happy to take that because I don't really want to get into a fight yet. The Gaiatuli are still at war with Syracuse because apparently client states still don't like to make good whenever you do with an enemy. So I'm not going to rejoin the war. Let's see how Lilybaeum is fine for now. Let's go back out here and take a look. So this one's actually turning positive public order. This settlement is not. Let's go ahead and get the Shrine of Baal Haman here. Like I said, it's expensive, but it'll be worthwhile. We can put our governor into his agent stance, and it says improves public order and taxes, helping to spread your culture. So that's what you can kind of use the governor for, and then you can definitely put certain skills and stuff on them to help them out. You'll notice here that if I go into like recruiting mode too, there's different Balearic levies. So see, that's kind of cool, huh? Different Balearic levies that are available. Balearic slingers are available. 180 range too, by the way, very cool. South Iberian slingers. So just these local units, Iberian cav, just cool stuff that you can levy up because of the area recruitment. So you get kind of local ethnic troops. It's pretty neat. Let's take a look at some of these like Warm Summer and Magna Graecia. Let's kind of see what the Warm Summer effect looks like. So plus 10 to campaign movement range. You get plus 3 public order, 5 punishment. So far, some of these have been good things, but some unseasonal conditions will be bad. So Carthagenesis also has the Warm Summer, and it's going to be pretty much the same thing. But yeah, obviously you can sometimes get things that are less than pleasant for your troops to experience, and for obvious reasons. Can't afford the Shrine to Baal Haman there just yet, so let's go ahead and oh, we have a skill on Miss Jezebel over here, our spy.
My lord.
So yeah, you can see these green ones are related to cunning now, since I've opened that, and these blue ones are related to the authority. And if you'll see, I mean, some of these may be similar. So, but I mean, it's just kind of neat how they've set this up to make it, easier to identify what it is you're upgrading and what effect it's going to have. I like it. It's pretty neat. I'm going to go with Tempt and Poison here on that spy. I think that'll be most useful. I really would kind of like to lash out and get rid of Syracuse, but they're going to be a pretty strong force to be reckoned with. And all I have access to is levies there at the moment. I can get some real troops in Carthage once this muster field is complete. There won't be great troops, but Carthaginian hoplites are a nice base troop in this game. Yeah, I'm just going to end the turn and save a little money here. I need to continue to upgrade town centers, because again, all this will kind of help me build up a little bit of money so that I can get my first armies out and go start to take out enemies like Syracuse. Well, not technically my enemy right now, but you know what I mean. So I got all my generals have increased in rank, just from sitting around and kind of gaining experience over time. Let's take a look at Carthago again, and maybe just let's go ahead and yeah, let's go ahead and build a couple of these village things here too, just so we can get that going. gonna go ahead and build the amphitheater on there because we'll need it eventually. So we got skills to take care of. Let's see, where is this at? There it is. Got to get used to. Attila did streamline kind of some of this stuff pretty nicely. So this is cool too. Like, I like the pictures and stuff they added here. It looks pretty nice. Look at this one, +3 to public order in the local province, which is pretty cool. But it does add Celtic cultural influence faction-wide, which we do not want. And this one's +2 for, so this is a soothsayer, +5 morale for all units. 7.5% morale for all units during battles against raiding fleets. Wise fisherman, that's kind of cool. That one's neat. The Falcata. I don't even know what that's going after there, but very interesting. Let's go with the soothsayer here. And then as far as these different options, like so authority opens up different trees, zeal opens up different trees. Rightful sovereign is an interesting one too. So like if we open that one, now look, you can go to political animal, master of statecraft, all this kind of stuff. So this one will help you gain influence for your political faction. I mean, this is where I really think it gets cool. Cultural conversion in the local province. I'm gonna go with this one because it gives us a minor diplomacy boost with factions. I'm gonna make like a couple of my generals into kind of like statesman type guys, and a couple of them into kind of like beastly commanders. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do with that. Ought to be a lot of fun. So we'll do the same here with the Pride of Mago. Let's get in here. I'm hoping to get you some combat action in this episode, but I don't want to just rush combat action just for the sake of here too. +8 research rate's kind of cool. I'll leave that there. And so like this guy, let's just try something different. For instance, let's open Zeal, and you'll see +2 melee defense skill, +5% melee attack for all assault ships. So that one's a navy thing. We don't necessarily want that. Increased missile attack range. 3 charge bonus for all cav, melee skill for all cav. Let's open up a different one and just kind of see what that. So we opened up Zeal. Let's open up Commander of Men, for instance, and then we'll see what happens with him next time. We'll take a look at it. And then we got this guy down here named Hannibal. He's not Hannibal Barca per se, but let's go ahead and yes, let's go in here. Let's see what we got here. Amulet of Tanit, -20% typical construction cost in local province. That's not very useful. Let's go with the Falcata here. And we got Ferocious Warrior. I'm definitely going to open the Sovereign thing with him to start off with. And just kind of do another Master of Statecraft, and then I'll open up some other stuff with him too. So let's go ahead and end this turn. So you can see our income popping up kind of slowly as we get some of these buildings completed. We need to upgrade ports and all kinds of other stuff here. That'll kind of get our baseline income stable, because like I said, I don't want to just rush out ahead of things here just for the sake of. What we could do is come out here and attack the Syracusans again just for the heck of it. Yeah, it wouldn't be too big a deal. I'm gonna get a couple more Italian slingers and a couple more of these Italian levies, and then I might be able to just hire up a few mercenaries right before the battle. We can upgrade these units to give them better weapons and armor, and I believe that the weapons and armor upgrades work a little different in this game too. Let's go ahead and do that since this army is going to be potentially fighting soon. Go ahead and upgrade one of those farms while I'm at it, because I had a little bit of money left. So we got skills to assign here. So this fleet, one of these helped out. Let's give this guy the Wise Fisherman because he's a naval captain. And then let's open up Military Logistician. Let's try that. +5 replenishment rate for all units. That's kind of cool. That's a neat feature to have there too. I like that. I just want to see what some of these different ones are. So our general here is ranked up too. We got Sufet, which gives him +1 authority. I think I'll keep that. That's kind of neat. And let's see what we should do with this guy. Camp Administrator, that may be kind of fun. Plus 10 unit experience gain per turn, army only. That's pretty neat. And then we can get mercenary and other recruitment costs lowered. That's cool. I want to see what some of these different trees are. We're going to chase those down. I like some of those different features. Definitely adds kind of like a little bit of a role-playing element to it.
All Rome looks
Okay, so Rome's going to declare war. We knew that was coming. Fighting Rome is going to take some resources. It's going to be interesting. I just want to get a few more troops together. We might go hit Syracuse and then just cross by land and head over toward Cosentia. Alright, so these guys are going to recruit a couple more just Italian levies. And then, like I said, I'll move up and recruit some mercenaries and see what we can do against the Syracusans.
Carthage.
We're just still gathering information back there with Jezebel. So what does this one do? Unlocks the unit, recruitment of Carthaginian pikemen. It's not a big deal there. Military port settlements. Let's see what other stuff we need to unlock over here. So we've unlocked that. This gives us +2 public order in all provinces. An extra tax rate, which is never a bad thing. I'm gonna go ahead and spend some time. Let's just recruit or finish that one for now. So we got a little more being done there. I don't have a particularly huge amount of money here, but let's take a look at just a quick overview of public order. Public order is on the rise in every province. Some of these provinces we are short on food. Maybe let's put a fishing port in a couple of these provinces with the money where we're short on food. Gesco's got a unassigned skill. So yeah, this is where we can mess with the governor. That's kind of cool. Let's see, so economist or authority. So this one's going to make him better at administrating, and this one obviously with more bonuses towards economy, I'm guessing. Let's check out the administrative side of things real quick. So it's going to start dropping construction cost, and this one would start dropping upkeep for all local armies and land recruitment costs. Let's try the construction cost thing just to be fun. Like I said, I don't know exactly what all the best decisions are just yet, but we'll kind of just test it out a little here. Okay, Syracuse is up to something here. They're going to sail around and blockade Lilybaeum and come attack me. So we are going to be able to get some combat, and it's a very good thing that I trained those extra troops. It's going to give Syracuse a huge edge here. They've got militia hoplites, Greek swordsmen, mercenary Cilician veteran cell swords, whatever that is, Greek slingers, Greek javelin men, Greek archers, and then they're going to have a couple of ships that come as well to attack me, just 3 ships. So raiding Hemolia with javelin men, and my garrisoning fleet is just a couple of raiding Hemolias as well, so not a very powerful fleet per se. But we've got plenty of troops here, I think, to help hold off. So we're going to control the large army, go ahead and fight this. I'm not going to attempt to fight the Syracusan ships at sea. I'm going to bring all my ships in to defend the town center. And then what we'll do is get my cavalry and elephants out behind enemy lines, and just use my garrison troops, which you get a considerable garrison, you can see there, and I think it's also kind of based on the size of the city that you build. And then all those slingers I have are also going to be very handy. If I can get them again behind enemy troops, that's how you win a battle here, because otherwise the infantry grind takes a very long time to grind out infantry. Even with the accelerated settings in this mod. So we get some Libyan townsfolk here, which are not particularly good, so I'm going to put them kind of back here to defend the back side of the town center. I get Carthaginian citizen militia, Libyan hoplites. I'm going to put some Libyan hoplites probably like right here. Got a couple of citizen militia that can help guard back here, and then I've got some Italian levies that we can throw in here too. I like the number in the levies is much larger since their stats are a lot lower. It's kind of a cool feature. I'm going to kind of split up a couple of groups of slinger. The AI doesn't really have much horsemen, if any, so to speak. So I want to get those guys out to cause some damage. Same thing with these javelin men, since they may not be able to oppose. Let's get all these guys off fire. Well, let's actually go back on the skirmish. And then my own general, I'm going to put him over here, and then I'm going to maybe put the elephants in a different area. Come over here with them. And then we've got some more Libyan garrisoned spearmen. So we'll just kind of pull them here into the center. We get a bunch of deployables. There's 10 different deployables that we can put out, so we'll just go ahead and use them. So what I'm going to do is just kind of put some of these barricades up just to be a nuisance. They won't stop the enemy for long, but again, it could end up just being kind of a nice nuisance. Let's go ahead and do this. And let's get some spikes up here and some caltrops, just in case enemy cav wants to come through there. We got some sharp stone beds as well. We'll put those right in front of my Libyan troops here to kind of interrupt enemy charges, because that slows enemy units down. We've got some brimstone pits and spike traps. Let's put the spike traps. Let's actually put those over here. Let the enemy have to step in all the spike traps, and the brimstone pits I may not even use. They kill a whole bunch of your own men when you light them, unless you have archers or something like that. But we'll just put them all out there. Okay, so I think we're ready to rock and roll here, except for the fleet. We can put ashore right here. And we'll certainly want to get away from the shore here with some of these guys so that the enemy ships can't just pull up and harass us.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Okay, so enemy reinforcements by land should be coming. If they did not have any horsemen, like so if they have an infantry general, this is actually going to be very, very good for us. Greek swordsman. Oh, yep, chosen hoplite. So they have an infantry general. This is excellent for us, actually. That means they have nothing to run down our skirmishers with. And I'm gonna immediately start pulling out here with all these skirmishers, getting ready to cause as much damage as possible. What is this unit here? Cilician Marines. Shouldn't be too particularly threatening. Just kind of garrison both those spots. Come ashore. Yeah, we're gonna have to kind of fast forward and let the AI come forward. These two units here can actually go into a hoplite phalanx, so we'll do so just so that they hold even longer. Now, elephants tend to go crazy really, really easy in this mod, from what I've seen. Like, really easy. So we're gonna have to keep a close eye on them. I want to get these slingers out. Actually, I don't. Let's let the enemy infantry approach first, because they can't see my troops just yet. Not all of them. Let's leave these javelin men out here. These guys are gonna come ashore. Just more Greek javelin men. Let's do the same thing over here. Let's keep these guys kind of hidden back in here, because I don't want the AI to just come like straight after my elephants or something too. Let's fast forward and let them march up, because this is going to be kind of a long battle anyway. I want to get the enemy up close. Okay, so these enemy troops are coming ashore, so I'm going to take these kind of Libyan armed townfolk mob and come run down these Greek javelin men, because these light units ought to be fairly fast. And I'll let you see some of the fighting up close just to see some of these slightly different units. Okay, we're gonna catch all these javelin men. So let's go check this out. Go into like mob cam here. All my armed Libyan townspeople going to defend their city against the enemy raiders who are dropping out of the ships here and then running away from them. It's kind of funny. Javelin men are all running away. I think we routed one of them already because they had two here. Yeah, we must have routed one. Those Syracusan Marines are actually pretty decent looking unit. Okay, so I don't know what the enemy skirmishers are doing. Let's maybe get our Italian slingers. No, not all of them, just these two. And let's get our javelin men out here. See if we can lure this enemy into some skirmish engagements. Let's see if we can chase down these guys here. Actually, you know, we could just use our elephants to destroy them. Yeah, let's do that. These Syracusan Marines will just trounce them with my elephants. My elephants will probably go berserk the instant they attack. That's all I've ever seen them do so far in this patch. So let's watch that. Beautiful looking graphics, by the way. So here come my elephants, and like I said, I expect that they'll go berserk pretty much on contact here. Wow, look at that. The war elephants just absolutely mowing those guys down. They actually have not gone berserk. There it goes. Yep. Like I said, the elephants just, I mean, when they get into combat, they're pretty much just gone. They go berserk and don't ever stop. Let's kind of pull these guys back over here. I want to hang on to these javelin men. I'm going to let I kind of want the enemy troops to funnel into the town rather than staying out of the town. Let's see, my elephants, they're not taking any casualties yet. And the Syracusan Marines are dying, so I'm hoping I won't lose any elephants here. They just have a charge bonus. It doesn't say that they have a bonus versus large or anything, which is good. So the Syracusan Marines, yep, they're biting the dust. But there's more enemy troops moving in, actually. These Greek archers may be about to get in range. So these Greek archers are actually, or these Greek slingers are going to try and exchange fire with my Italian slingers. My Italian slingers have the same range and damage and everything, but we're going to outnumber them 2 to 1. So should be good there. A little bit worried about these elephants going berserk here. Hopefully they'll come back under my control. They are great, obviously, for rear charging. No, 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 please don't go berserk into all these enemy units. Don't do it. Don't do it. They are. The elephants are in bloodlust here, so I'm just gonna let them go. I hope I don't lose them. But yeah, I'm just gonna let the elephants do their thing here. Flaming arrows coming in from the Greek archers here. Those slingers are dropping pretty quick to my Italian slingers because they're outnumbered. And I think my guys kind of have a little bit of a bonus from the wood cover. Let's go ahead and start moving these units around. Now let's bring these javelin men over here to be a nuisance. Yeah, the main part of the enemy army is they're gonna form up here. Let's just get these cheap Italian levies to hold this position. Get all these mob over here. Get an extra unit to help hold here as necessary. Okay, my elephants are back under control. Let's just kind of pull them over here and let them rest. We've routed those Greek slingers. Let's move up. Same thing with our javelin men. Let's move them up into a position to be helpful now that they're kind of behind enemy lines. And same thing with my general. His cavalry unit can be very useful to us here, though I don't want to go down this path since there are caltrops and spikes and all kinds of other stuff, which won't do anything to the infantry. My spike traps, though, will have gotten a few kills. Okay, you can see my hoplites here and phalanx. Very cool shield designs that they added to it. I like it. I'm gonna be getting attacked by these mercenary Cilician veteran sellswords. Those are actually a pretty tough-looking unit. I want to kind of get in here and just kind of back that position up. Okay, like I said, let's get into this combat as quickly as possible. Let's get our slingers in behind here. These slingers need to get in behind enemy troops. Cavalry in behind enemy troops. Yeah, I actually ended up just kind of cutting off my own cav charges here through there. That's kind of bad because that was one of my few good spots to charge through. Okay, we got a whole big ball of enemy infantry that's coming around, and basically what we want to do is just kind of hold them up as long as possible right here, and then outflank them with all these other units, and then bring in elephants and skirmishers to help seal the deal faster. See, we've got some Greek swordsmen there. Let's see if we can pick at the Greek swordsmen with our slingers. Now let's get our javelins into the back of this blob. They can potentially be very, very helpful there. Okay, I'm going to move these guys around. So yeah, the battles here, just from an infantry standpoint, it takes forever to grind out. For some reason my militia hoplites are kind of wavering here, or my Libyan hoplites. Okay, they stabilized. Yeah, we need to keep them stable. Let's start picking at these Greek swordsmen. And let's get my cavalry up to take out these Syracusan skirmishers, and then let's bring in these slingers and start shooting their units in the back. So we can turn the morale of this battle pretty quickly by shooting their units in the back. It's very effective, actually, very effective. Oh crap, yeah, stay away from these guys. Let's try and get this unit engaged, this militia hoplite. And then let's use these Libyan garrison spearmen here. Okay, those swordsmen are now chasing my slingers, but so that means they're pulled away from the defense of these Greek javelinmen. And then these slingers here, I can basically just put them on fire at will, and we'll fire into the back of the enemy chosen hoplites, and the same thing with our javelins here. Fire into the back of the Greek chosen hoplites. So this is actually going to really start to flip the battle in our favor, because the enemy general is going to be getting hit from behind and start taking casualties. So you can see we've got javelin fire and sling fire, just everything coming into this big fight here. And yeah, you can see the morale of these units quickly wavering, because obviously no one wants to fight while being shot in the back. It's a very, very troubling situation indeed. Okay, these spearmen, these militia hoplites, I'm going to deal with them real quick. And then these guys can kind of just keep dealing with this Greek swordsman. Let's get our mob back over here. Yep, my elephants are going to go berserk, but they'll rout that militia hoplite. They absolutely flattened it on the charge. And all of their skirmishers here just routed. And the rear fire is, like I said, just very, very, very quickly taking its toll. So the enemy skirmishers are off the field. Look at this big giant blob here of Syracusan troops. So yeah, infantry grinds like this are really not what you want. I mean, they will take a very long time in this mod. And just by strength of arms, it's not easy to just cut through a whole bunch of men. But when you do stuff like this where you fire into the back of them, or even better, set up a big rear charge here. My berserking elephants may get some of my own men here. Let's get away from them. Yeah, these swordsmen you can see are being picked to death by my guys. Yep, so the enemy general here is going to rout just due to the rear fire. So I mean, you can see that the enemy general was winning the fight, but it's when starting to get shot in the rear, they lose morale, understandably. People just don't like to fight in that scenario. So now we'll rear charge all of these enemy troops here. Let's just go out of formation attack and really blob in here. We're gonna rear charge all these enemy units, and this is going to cause all of them to rout too, because they're going to be surrounded with no way to escape. So we're going to end up killing a huge number of Syracusan troops here. So unlike real history, the Carthaginians today, look at all the big blobbing going around here. It's going to be crazy. Rome 2 was never the best at unit collisions and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to actually continue and just mop up the Syracusan army here in its entirety. So all of these routing troops will just let my guys continue to kill them. And let's see, so my skirmishers here, militia hoplites, where's the enemy general? That's going to be the important question, where the enemy general routed to. I think the enemy general unit may still be in there. Let's go ahead and kill the militia hoplite, just because we can. But yeah, as long as we kill this big blob of troops back here, I mean, these are all Syracusans that are just absolutely trapped. My men are going to be able to just completely bear down on this big blob. So the enemy general died, so now that's a family member basically we've killed. It's going to be hard to tell the difference between the factions because the colors aren't as clear, but look at the... that's just hilarious looking. It's like an ant farm there. Yeah, the enemy units here, I can't even tell how many of them there are. Greek swordsmen, all that stuff in there. Let's get our javelins to chase some of these units. Bring our general over here so that any of the guys that get out of there, we can hopefully get rid of them. Those militia hoplites are as good as gone. Like I said, the enemy general's gone. My elephants have stopped berserking. They got 233 kills, which is not bad, but I mean, like you can see, you completely lose control of them whenever they enter combat, but it's okay. This blob here is hilarious. So yeah, the battle's obviously much faster when you turn this mod on. Your men move faster and stuff. It doesn't make the infantry fighting a whole lot faster, but as you can see, the idea is so how I position my troop to where when the AI committed all their troops down the centers, like so for instance, whenever the AI committed all their troops down here into these center positions, and then me having my troops on the outside, I was able to, swing around and get those rear shots that are gonna decisively in the battle. So you'll notice that I just positioned my troops everywhere to take advantage of the fact that the AI was gonna allow me to outflank them if they didn't properly execute, which they did not. So at this point, I think we can pretty much exit the battle. I think we've killed the better part of that giant blob. Oh yeah. Yeah, we've killed a huge part of that giant blob. So my men, basically the kills that here's my men celebrating the victory of the battle. That's where I'll end the video. Celebrate, men. Loot, steal their clothing, their watches, anything you can get. So there's the first episode of the Carthage campaign, celebrating our massive victory over Syracuse at Lilybaeum. I feel like that's a good place to end. I will see you all back next Saturday for the next episode of what's hopefully a very exciting Carthage campaign. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.